again. Are you kidding me? Airway Center getting the show. It's a 19-point game. Nets have led by as many as 30, and there's a foul. Count the bucket. A continuation.
I think the crowd is cheering.
Basketball fans, first and foremost. And you're getting a show.
Start to run.
Take away
Start to run. Start to throw everything up in the air.
Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. On his 2009 triple platinum selling album Blueprint 3, Jay-Z had a track called Reminder, where he sang about his achievements in the game, using verses to refresh his rivals' memories about the accolades he felt proved he was indeed the boss of all rappers. Well, he's no rapper, but Kyrie Irving had his own reminder moment on Tuesday night. The 29-year-old dropped a career best and the Nets franchise record 60 points in a 150-108 pummeling of the Magic in Orlando. By halftime, the Nets had piled up 86 points, another franchise record. We have highlights.
Brooklyn Nets and the Orlando Magic, or shall I say the Kyrie Irving show. Kevin Durant scored 53 last time out for Brooklyn. Well, they didn't need that, and Kyrie one-upped them. You see him start out hitting a three, gets it back from KD, and hits another three. Then Kyrie, the pull-up game, so vicious. The backdoor cut, move without the ball, even more dangerous. Then Kyrie, the crossover, going with the left. He made 6 threes in the first half. Scored 41 points also in the first half. 14 for 19 from the field, 6 for 7 from three-point range. And Brooklyn up by 29. We move to the second half. Kyrie slowed down a bit, but still getting buckets. The floater through the teeth of the defense. Then Kyrie somehow left open, cashes that from outside, made 8 threes, missed just 4 of them. This, the sickest play on the night. And one hanging and hit, doesn't get the call, but everybody can see it, takes it and still connects. Kyrie actually left the game with just over 8 minutes to go, but still set a Nets franchise record with 60 points on just 31 shots. Brooklyn gets the victory 150-108, your final score behind Kyrie Irving, new Nets franchise 60 points.
We're talking basketball, but I'm loving what's happening in football right now. You'll hear more about that later. Of course, social media had lots to say about the performance of the vaccine rebel. Matt Barnes. Braun led a match in the league, dropping those 2 50-point games. Cat drops 60 last night. Kyrie drops 60 tonight. Love these boys trying to one-up each other. Who's next? Playoffs about to be crazy. Robert Gordon says Kyrie has 132 points on 67 shots his last 3 games. Nuts. LeBron, King James, Kai, stop it, man. Actually, don't. Kendrick Perkins, part-time Kyrie is hell on earth. Kenny Beecham says Kyrie is wow. So, what did Kyrie have to say?
To the way that we've been gelling as a team and us just giving each other confidence and doing the right things. And when you could get 60 in the flow of a game and it doesn't seem forced and you're not putting up a few too many bad shots, and you come to the bench and guys are supporting you and telling you to go after the record, then that makes basketball well worth it. And this is what the game is about, just bringing the love and just performing well and doing with a humble approach.
You put on the show tonight.
Thank you
so much. Thank you so much. Kyrie Irving, 60 points on the evening.
Not bad for a part-time basketballer. Well, the playoff picture is taking shape with about 12 games remaining for most teams. The Nets are 8th in the Eastern Conference, and if the placings hold, they would play the 7th-seeded Raptors for a place in the playoffs. That's what we call a play-in tournament. So, in case you're wondering, hold on. 7th will play 8th for one spot, and then 9th will play 10th for another spot. Yeah, so... yeah, okay. They appear, though, the Nets, to have stabilized their performances at the right time and will feel they have their playoff fate in their own hands. So let's talk about this part-time guy who got 60 points last night in Orlando.
Well, I'm not shocked at all because his previous record, 57, he made it in 2015 against the San Antonio Spurs. So actually thought, George and Lance, that it took a long time to come based on the fact that, you know, he has been doing really well, his skill and precision. But you said something, part-time basketball. So we don't really we're not getting to see him at home based on the vaccine mandate. So maybe that is the reason for the delay. But Kyrie has, you know, been looking really good. He seems to be very happy since the exit of James Harden because his performances have improved. The Nets have continued to win. Maybe that's just an observation that I've made, but the team looks happier and the wins keep coming.
Okay, you mean James Harden, your ex? You know, I think what is happening here with Kyrie Irving, George and Mariah, is probably a good advert for load management because he hasn't been playing a lot and he's fresh. You know, I've long since said that the NBA is such a demanding professional platform for these athletes. You know, I love football more than I do basketball and so on. But to be fair, the footballers that we admire tend to play maybe 2 matches per week. The NBA guys are playing 3-4 matches per week and traveling all over different states, hundreds of miles. And I find the NBA very, very demanding for the regular season and then into the playoffs. And I think there's something to be said about Kyrie being fresh.
But then
he's just fresh. He isn't going through the rigors of what most players are going through. I know he's a quality player, so whether he was playing a lot or not, maybe he would still have done this. But I just think there's something to be said about this man just being fresh and having a lot of energy to offload.
No, but George, Lance, maybe we could look at it a different way. I don't actually think it's him being fresh because he could actually say that it's breaking his momentum because, you know, he's missing a couple of home games and then he has to come back out. So we could look at it.
Well, yeah, that's why I just said.
And he still does this.
I'm not saying if he wasn't playing regularly, he wouldn't have done this. I'm just saying now that he's in the position where he is, where he hasn't played a lot, I can't help but feel that he's fresh and he's just full of energy.
Well, the points that both of you have made are good points. Nothing wrong with the points. What I would say, though, is that to score 60 points in an NBA game is very unusual. So whether you're fresh or playing night in, night out, there's nothing that puts you in a place where you can go and score 60. Yeah? Many of the greatest players in the basketball game have never scored 60 or even come close. So put that out there. What is also true is that when you put yourself in the position like Kyrie did to, at halftime, have 40-odd points, and then your teammates are telling you, go for it. This is probably a once-in-a-career moment. Yes, he did hit 57 when he was a Cavalier against the Spurs all those years ago. But again, that was one of those rare nights. In the same way that batsmen will tell you that I was seeing it big. You've heard that phrase from batsmen saying, I was seeing it big.
Like a breadfruit.
Yeah, not many batsmen see it big in the career. You may have one moment and you may fail to cash in. He cashed in on Tuesday night. It's a tremendous achievement. But 60... to bring some more perspective to their argument, there have been 16 players, there have been 12 players rather, 12 times before this season has a player scored 50 or more. So players have been scoring a lot, to the extent that if you notice Matt Barnes' tweet, noting how many, Kevin Durant hit 53 in the last game against the Knicks. Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, Big Cat, had a big game, a 60-point game for the Timberwolves.
Just the night before.
Right, and Kyrie comes now. So it's that kind. But don't think that this thing, you can say, all right, let me stay fresh and I'll get 60. Or let me play night in, night out and get 60. It's just one of those times when you have to be in the groove and your teammates have to be supportive. Now, here is where the point that Mariah made about James Harden comes in. James Harden in that Brooklyn team would have caused a problem for Kyrie, not because of what James Harden would say to him or what he would demand in terms of the ball being shared, but Kyrie as an intelligent basketball guy, and whatever you want to think of him, he is that, and he's an intelligent man generally anyway. He would know that, okay, I'm going up the floor, I'm going to have to share it with James as well because James is in this position. So he'd want to do that. So with only Kevin Durant as the only other alpha scorer on the team, he knows there's only one man, and even that man was saying, well, when you come out the floor, you give it to me, I'll give it back to you quickly, you can go because you are in that group.
Yeah.
So with Harden's presence, 60, highly unlikely to have happened. Highly unlikely.
All you'd be saying is good riddance.
Well, you know, it's your ex. I'm not coming between you and your exes. All right, 3 other games were played in the NBA on Tuesday. These are the results. Grizzlies winning, Heat winning, Suns winning as well. So the 3 other games, the Suns beating up the Pelicans, Heat winning, and Grizzlies as well. Back with more after the break. It's a SportsMax Zone.